Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 156 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother's Sean.
How are we doing?
Pretty good. If this is the first time you're seeing us, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button if you're at youtube.com/twoplayercoop. If you're not and you're listening on audio, go over to youtube.com/twoplayercoop and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you are listening on audio services, leave us a 5-star review and make Dustin Star proud. It means a lot to us if we can do all that. Thank you guys so much for being here. I don't know if I went through the whole thing because I got off script there, and now I don't know what I said, so I'm just going to move on. Oh, I saw a clip from one of the funny moments from Raymond. It's when he's in the shower, and he's like, Deborah, I got a problem. And she's like, what? And he's like, I was daydreaming, and now I don't remember if I washed my hair or not. And she's like,
I don't remember that from an actual episode.
I don't know that I do either, but it was like either season 1 or season 2 based on how they look.
Yeah.
But I was watching that, and I'm like, that happens to me all the time, but it's with washing my face. I go hair, face... hair, rinse, face, rinse. And then I'm like, was I just washing my hair or my face? And then I'm like, wait, did I feel whiskers? Yes. Okay, that was my face. It's usually what goes on in my head. Anyways, if you like what you see and hear here, like random soliloquies of Raymond, I think that's a better height now too. We repositioned the Playroom Studios. Yeah.
No, it's there.
It seems like it's a little bit lower. I think it's better for the shot. But anyways, if you like what you hear and see here, you can go to patreon.com/twoplayercoop to pledge your support for the boys here, just like our producer Steve Appleton did, and our affiliates Logan Wilkinson, James Solar, and Nick Schifani. Logan, can't wait, brother.
Big things coming for friend of the show, Mr.
Big things popping. Very psyched. Very excited to see it. Don't know any details other than the very broad ones, and I can't wait to see it this weekend. Stay tuned to our Twitter. If you like my cool t-shirt, I just realized we're going to be recording a Let's Play later, and I realized I'm wearing a t-shirt with 4 green turtles on it, so that should be interesting.
It'll make for a funny je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi. What was I saying? T-shirts. If you like t-shirts and you want a two-player co-op t-shirt, you can go to teespring.com/stores/two-player co-op.
I was just thinking I probably could have come up with a good fantasy team name. Je ne sais quoi.
I think I said that at one point because I always say Jenny sais quoi.
Maybe.
Anyways, we also have a Twitch page where I Twitched this past weekend, and it was pretty ugly. By the way, I didn't realize if I Twitch from PlayStation, it shows the chat thing. I thought only I could see that. I thought it only showed the gameplay.
Oh, no, yeah, you can see it.
So that's annoying. I need to remember that next
But it's
time.
like super laggy. Like if I say something on Twitch,
it's like a minute later or something.
Yeah, I think you see, as soon as it shows up, well, yeah, because you're seeing the same thing, but like it shows up immediately in the chat, but then it doesn't show up on your PlayStation chat for like probably 30 or 40 seconds.
You know what?
Something.
I must have changed settings or a system update resetted them, because remember when we did the GTA Online 2-hour stream? Well, maybe I didn't have it on the side. Maybe I was just looking at my iPad. Anyways, twitch.tv/2player_co-op. Go over there and check out the highlight or the lowlights of me playing multiplayer in Modern Warfare. More on that here in a little bit. Also, speaking of Twitch, Extra Life is coming up in less than 2 weeks. That's crazy. We're going to be streaming for 24 hours with the boys over at Nerd and the girls over at Nerd 901. Well, we won't, but they will. We collectively.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it's not less than 2 weeks, but yeah, it is.
So make sure you tune to twitch.tv/nerd901. Also, you can go to nerd901.com/extralife. That's a quick link to our page. And we did officially release our milestones today, and I will read through them now. If you like the artwork, that was your boy that did that. It wasn't that impressive, but I think I did a good job. So our milestones for Extra Life. For $1,000, we will do super hot ones, which scares me to death. But this apparently is becoming a tradition where Adam, Paul, and myself have to eat very hot things.
So I missed that meeting, but I kind of want to throw the old hat in the ring for that too.
Okay.
I'm down.
Okay. I'll edit the graphic, and I'm fine with that too. So Adam, Paul, Kevin, and Sean will play super hot in VR while eating new wing orders, hottest wings. This scares me to death. I'm going to embarrass
but just
myself.
know it cannot be as bad as what you did last year.
I think it could.
No, because that was like
just
you
pure.
Probably ate 6 wings worth of ghost pepper powder in
true.
like one.
But apparently their hottest wings are hotter than ghost pepper or something.
Oh, I thought that was their. I thought Ghost Pepper was their hottest.
Oh,
wing.
maybe you're right.
I think it is, but so it's not going to be. I mean, they're hot. They're not.
But it's
be
more
like that.
also the stress of me never playing super hot before and trying to do it while I'm eating these wings after probably a couple beverages. Also, like I'm going to get so in my head that it's going to make me hotter and would be like milk, bread, but and then when Frank can't taste anything anymore, he's like, that had horseradish and jalapenos is how Raven says it, and something else, and then Robert eats it, and he runs in and he grabs the butter and goes, Robbie, you ruin your appetite. Once we hit $2,000, Adam will play a scary game in VR. That doesn't sound like much, but Adam hates scary games, especially in VR, so that'll be a treat. When we hit $3,000, Paul Schifani will dye his beard. There will be a poll going up. It might already be up by the time you're seeing this. I'm not sure when it's going up.
Is this like a live on the stream? Or
it depends on availability. They're not sure yet. Yeah. For when we get to $4,000, Nick will dye his hair blonde. As he said in the tweet today, he doesn't have a lot left, but it still will be very funny to see him dye his hair bleach blonde. Beach blonde or bleach blonde? I think it's bleach blonde, but I used to always say beach blonde like your hair got blonde at the beach. I'm a weird person.
I think it is bleach blonde, but I've definitely said beach blonde.
Yeah, maybe it's both. And then when we hit $5,000, we will throw an Extra Life after party. I believe it will be sometime in December, but don't quote me on that. We are so excited for Extra Life.
It's going to be a good time. I had a blast last year and been looking forward to doing it again.
We will have incentives for individual donations, but those will be coming out the day of the stream. So like I said, make sure you go to twitch.tv/nerd901, nerd_901 on Twitter. All our Sean's Twitter, my Twitter, Two Player Co-op's Twitter. We'll all be tweeting about it. So yeah, before we get to all the stuff, we ran a poll this week because we are now even less than 2 weeks until Death Stranding comes out.
It's weird, like seeing legit commercials for this on TV now.
Oh, you saw? I haven't seen one yet.
I saw one. Yeah.
Really?
I think it was probably during football.
Well, it's probably because I wasn't watching because I was playing Call of Duty. We'll get to that here in a minute. But first, so we ran a poll, and it simply said this: 2 weeks until Death Stranding releases. What's your hype level? The choices were put it in my veins, waiting for reviews, meh, and I'll pass. And the results are 53% of the people said put it in my veins. 32% said they're waiting for reviews. So basically 85% of people pretty much want to play this. That's good. 5% for meh, and I'll pass 10%. I like that.
I think I was waiting for reviews.
Okay.
I didn't go meh.
Luckily they go live a week before, and I guess we're not getting codes. I never heard back. I didn't think we would,
probably not.
When Colin doesn't get codes, I wouldn't really think they'd give them to us. But I'm so hyped for that game. Freaking, it's in the wrap up, but I'll just say it now. Conan O'Brien is in the game.
Yep.
I can't even imagine. So basically, some website did this. I didn't read it because I want to be surprised, but they went back and were like, who has visited Kojima Studios that we know of? Because they're definitely going to be in the game. Basically, everybody that went there that's a celebrity is going to be in the game. I didn't want to read it because I want to be surprised. And there'll be people that obviously, like, we didn't know about Conan until that went up the other day. I don't remember ever seeing pictures of that.
Yeah.
So I am on the hype train for it. Put it in my veins. I hope I'm not disappointed. We'll see.
To be fair, it was only like a month or two ago that I would have said meh.
Yeah.
But I've come around a little bit, so.
I think you'll end up getting it.
Probably. I'm way more hyped for Jedi.
Speaking of Jedi, the final trailer supposedly for Episode 9 was released this past week. Sean? First off, before we talk about it, this is going to be the longest Star Wars movie ever, 2 hours and 35 minutes. I felt like The Last Jedi was 4 hours long because it just had like 3 endings. It wouldn't stop.
See, when I heard how long Endgame was going to to I'm like, not long enough. Give me 4 hours. Yeah, give me.
I want
a
director's cut of 4 hours. Yeah.
This, I'm like, again, I'm gonna see it. Probably opening night, but I'm also like, probably doesn't need to be 2.5 hours.
They got a lot. They got to retcon.
I guess.
What did you think about the trailer? Since you're not on blackout this time, final trailer.
Okay. Rudolph almost threw a second pick. They reviewed it, and it was incomplete, so that's good. What was the question?
What did you think of the trailer?
I feel like I don't really know what's going on. Like I know nothing more now than before the trailer. I don't know. It looks like it should be good, and that's what I'm going with. I did the whole total blackout thing for Last Jedi trailers. In the end, that did nothing for me. No. Like, I thought, ooh, this movie will be that much better because I'm going to go into it blind, and it didn't work. I don't know. It looks like the scene where they're fighting on like whatever's like in the water. Like, that looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of scarred. Here's the thing. Our last 2 Star Wars movies have been Solo and The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure that Solo wasn't the better of those 2 movies.
Wow.
Solo was fun. I mean, as much as Solo didn't need to happen, it was at least fun. Last Jedi was not fun at all. There's nothing, to me, there's almost nothing there's like not one single scene. At least the Batman versus Superman. That was a pretty bad movie, but at least you've got the warehouse fight, like,
and the Batman and Superman fight before Martha. Is awesome. Yeah,
it's just the movie as a whole was bad.
Yes, I agree.
This movie as a whole was bad, and even the fight
after you see the breakdown.
When you pick apart that whole throne room scene,
all the choreography,
it's not good. Like, to me, there's nothing redeemable about that movie. Solo, while not necessarily a good movie, it was at least fun and enjoyable and whatever. I'm not getting my hopes up for this movie.
No, and I'm dreading, because I'm going to watch 7 and 8 again before this, and I'm dreading watching 8 again. Like, I really am. Like, I think about the casino scene and the Can You Hear Me Now at the very beginning. That was, and then Luke throwing, spoilers, come on, who cares? Throwing the thing. Oh, Jeremy Johns in his review was like, let me just see what this looks like. And he cut up the what's it called? The overtalk. What's it called? The
commentary?
The monologue or whatever that Luke is giving, where he's like, a Jedi has no fear or whatever. And he's like, and then you cut it to him like, a Jedi has no fear or whatever. This is your training, blah, blah, blah. And you see Rey give the lightsaber back to Luke, and then the music stops and goes, and it was like, it's the funniest thing ever. And it's like, gotcha. It's just...
Like, they ruined that so bad.
So I don't know. I thought the trailer wasn't, and I tweeted about it. The trailer again, I was just like, kind of like you said, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what the stakes are. I feel like putting Palpatine back in this, which he appears to be, unless it's a fake out. I mean, like I told Nick on Twitter, I feel like he's going to be Metal Gear Emperor, like Emperor Metal Gear or something, because he's so high up. Because, well, what we assume is him, that shot where Rey's looking up and you see his cloak and you can see the hood, and he's like kind of coming down to her, or down to her. Yeah, her, not here. Her. Why am I saying it like down to her? Down to Rey. And it's like, is he in a floating throne? Or is he... I feel like they're going to do something like they did with... Which admittedly was cool. What they did with Darth Maul in the cartoons, where they brought him back as half man, half cyborg. That was cool. But that's Darth Maul. Wait, that would just make him a cyborg.
So he's a quarter
half man.
He's quarter man, 3/4 machine.
Half man, half robot. That's what I meant to say. I was like, why is he looking weird? What was that? I don't know. And then it's like Jeremy was saying in his review, it's like,
what if you were like half man, half centaur?
You would have just centaur legs, I guess, right?
But just the back legs?
Yeah.
You'd be a whole human with a horse sticking out your butt.
Yeah. Thank you guys for supporting us at Patreon. It reeks of desperation to bring the admiral, the general into this. Akbar's dead.
I agree. Like what you said, what are the
stakes? There's a billion ships.
Why are we even here? Like, to me... And I guess it's always easier.
He's going to raise the Death Star, by the way. He's raising these ships out of the water. He's going to raise the freaking Death Star. We're going to do that again. That's what I worry about. But it's JJ, so I don't really think so.
Yeah.
But JJ did the Death Star again in his movie, so I don't know. What are you going to say?
Like, it's easier to do prequels, I guess. But, like, as bad as the prequels were, there was a point. How did we get to episode 4? But now that we're in these, other than the fact that Luke and Han and Leia, 2 of them are gone, and the other one gone in real life now. What does this even have to do with anything we've seen in the past? Now maybe they'll say, "Oh, Rey, you're Luke's daughter."
They will.
Well, great, but now he's gone, so we don't even get that kind of like.
He never really even trained her in the last movie. He was just a jackass.
Like nothing.
Which
That's
is
happened,
not Luke.
Nothing that's happened in this trilogy just seems to be of any kind of consequence. Like, I don't know.
And I really think they brought Palpatine back just so Ben can kill him to get redeemed. And like I said on Twitter, and I said after the first movie,
so it's like we're doing that again too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no new ideas. Like he's putting the helmet back on because JJ's like, what the hell? Why'd you have him be a little emo baby and crash the whatever he did with the helmet? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't think Kylo is redeemable. I don't.
At this point, like, it was cool when they did it with Vader, because at the time it was unexpected and it was like holy crap, that's his son. Like, he came back around. This, it's like, well, nobody cares if he redeems himself. Like,
he still killed his dad.
Nobody really cares about Kylo the way we cared about Darth Vader. Like, even if he redeems itself, I feel like you would hear like a pin drop in the theater. Like, nobody cares.
I'm not invested in him as a villain.
It would be like Triple H getting killed by Brock Lesnar and waiting around for his like.
That never comes. Yep.
I feel like that's kind of how it'll be. It'll just be like, oh, okay, so he's good, I guess. Like, I don't know. Gosh, I really want to enjoy this movie, but I'm not.
I'm glad I'm going into it with very low expectations.
Exactly. Yeah.
My hype was through the roof for Batman versus Superman. It was through the roof for Last Jedi. Neither of those worked out for me. Justice League 2. Justice League also. Through the roof. That didn't work out either. This is a symbol of hope. God. All right, that's enough Star Wars talk. We did get a question from the viewers. Steve Appleton writes in and says, without getting into specifics, would you guys be so kind as to provide us with some insight regarding what industries you work in? Also, which game in the last few years has been the biggest disappointment for each of you?
The past how many years?
Few years.
Oh, I got it.
So we both work at the same company, medical device company. That's all I'll say. I work in IT. Sean's an engineer.
That is correct.
Quality engineer.
A high quality engier.
My job's pretty boring.
I mean, mine is too.
Okay.
I'd rather be doing this for a living.
Yes, exactly. Someday we will. So yeah, that's what we do for a living. Which is why we can't do as much on here as we want to, and we both have families and stuff. But yeah, the biggest disappointment. I should have gone back through my Game of the Year list to see what my disappointing games were. The one that jumps out to me, though, honestly, it's going back 4 years. It's Arkham Knight. Because that game I thought was going to be one of my favorite games of all time. And then the tank happened. Everything outside of the tank is great. Great story, combat perfected, but there's like no real boss fights. You saw the twist coming from a mile away if you know anything about Batman lore. He had a freaking red hood on, for crying out loud, essentially. His helmet was a red hood. Hello. And all the tank stuff was just, all the bosses were tank fights. There was platforming sections with the damn bat tank, for crying out loud. Like, if it would have just been get around the city in the Batmobile, that's really all we wanted when we said we wanted to drive the Batmobile. We didn't want to drive a bat tank and have that shoehorned in like they did. So I really think that's the first one that jumps out to me. Hitman 2 was a disappointment to me. I returned it. But I think Arkham Knight is the one that sticks out the most to me. So that's going back 4 years, but I think that's mine. What were you going to say?
Mine, I think... Dolphins got another touchdown.
Sweet.
Is going back... God, is it 3 years or 4? 3 years, I think. And I only say this... I can't think of another really disappointing game, but it's probably Final Fantasy 15.
Wow.
which is weird because that was my game of the year that year.
I mean, you
But
were
the
only
funny
like
thing
10 hours
is-
in at that point.
Right. It came out in December, or I got it in December.
Came out the end of November, yeah.
And I think that was a pretty weak year.
That was 2016. Yeah, it was Uncharted, which you didn't play.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was my game of the year. And I did enjoy it in the beginning, even though it wasn't quite, it got a little repetitive in terms of, like, the combat, like, the gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it. But looking back, it's just not, it was okay. I don't know. And it's not that it really wasn't that bad of a game, but Final Fantasy, along with Zelda, has like a special place in my heart. And so hype levels were very high for that. And it's just, and that's kind of why I'm a little worried about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Is I don't know that Final Fantasy, I'm not a big fan of this new combat that they're trying to put into
like
Final
Kingdom
Fantasy
Hearts
games.
style, kind of.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. To me, it doesn't really work. Or it works, but boss fights, you used to have to really like prepare and plan out your attacks and stuff. In these kind of games, it just seems like, well, bring a whole bunch of potions and just run up to them and just hold the attack button down and just and whenever you get low on health, use a potion or cure or whatever. And it's just like, it just becomes like a button masher for like boss fights. I don't know. Probably my most disappointing game over the last few years.
It wasn't super disappointing, but kind of what you said leads. It's kind of how I feel about Metal Gear Solid 5. Now, that's still one of my top 10 games of all time. I don't remember where I ranked it. But again, my hype has never been. My hype for that was higher than Batman vs Superman. It was the most hyped thing, entertainment-wise, in my life. Period. So anything less than my favorite game ever was going to be a disappointment. I still think it's like a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10. But it wasn't my favorite game of all time. So therefore, it was a little bit disappointing.
So a 10 out of 10 was disappointing.
Yes, because I can recognize how
I get
fantastic
it.
it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Top 5. Okay, so Hitman 2 was I'm going back through all my notes. And Street Fighter 5 was a disappointment also.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about that. So Street Fighter 5 is another one, but Arkham Knight even more. I mean, Street Fighter 5 got good eventually. It's just the release of it was so botched. They didn't even have an arcade mode. It was clearly half-baked. It was clearly released too early. They were trying to hit their fiscal year, whatever. But yeah, Arkham Knight I would think is my most disappointing game over the last few years. Thank you, Steve. Sean.
Yes.
What have you been playing this week?
So, funny story.
Okay.
I randomly
I like funny stories.
decided, so I decided to just go back and play Cuphead again.
Wow.
Just out of the blue.
Fresh save.
Fresh save. However, that leads into my next thing. I didn't realize until now, and I mean, it's too late now. Can't unring a bell.
Batman vs Superman.
I just really screwed up when I got this new Switch because I did not back up my old one.
I thought you did.
Well, so I have everything that I bought, everything I downloaded and stuff,
No, but you
I don't
just
have
go-
like saved game files.
Are you
and stuff.
serious?
Because I just assume, well,
Oh
why
my
wouldn't I
God.
keep those? I keep all my games. Why would that be any different? But nope.
I thought I told you to back it up to
You
the
probably
cloud.
did.
So you can't, oh, I know where this is going.
Well, no, it's not.
Okay.
That did cross my mind, but I'm like, well, if I ever feel like playing Breath of the Wild again, I guess I will be starting fresh.
I wonder if I can give you my save somehow.
But anyways, because I went into Cuphead, and I went to like, I'm trying to think of when I realized it, but I was trying to, because I wanted to go through.
But wait, all your Mario Maker levels were there.
No. Well, yes. The ones that I uploaded are there because they're uploaded.
So you can download them. And
I do
edit
not
them.
still have the
Okay.
Maker files.
Gotcha.
On, so, yeah.
Okay.
So I've screwed up. Unless it's possible that I remembered to do that and I just forgot that I remembered to do it. And
you
if
do
I
have
go
to do
and
something
try
manual.
to...
You go into like settings.
No, I know. I just can't. I don't know. So it's possible I did that and forgot I did that, and now it's just waiting for me to do the other half of it manually. You know, so I guess I could check that. Maybe I'll.
Because see, I did all that.
Maybe I'll surprise myself.
I did all that before I left GameStop.
Yeah, I didn't. But anyways, started playing Cuphead again. I had these weird delusions of grandeur, I guess, that I would just get back into this game and just whoop it. And I beat the first couple. I beat like the potato and carrot and onion boss and the first platformer and maybe a second boss without dying. I'm like, yeah, here we go. And then it just got really hard again. I'm currently at the end of the second world with stupid dragon fight, and it's as bad as I remember. So that's as far as I've gotten, but this game's amazing. So I played that again. I've done some Mario Maker. But I think that's it. I've kind of just... I haven't touched Oceanhorn again.
I was going to ask.
I probably will at some point, but I don't know. It's not grabbing me.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Oh, so I played a little game called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I didn't really. I was just like, we did the beta for the 2v2 gunfight. We sucked. We knew we were going to suck. And I was like, this game sucks. I don't want to do this. But I kept hearing so many good things about the campaign. I was like, and it went down to $50 on Amazon right before it shipped. So I was like, okay, I feel like I had a gift card, so I don't care. I played through the campaign. It is right. I think it doesn't track your time, but it felt like it was 2 nights of 3 hours each. So I feel like I was right at about 6 hours, maybe 6.5. I died a lot. I played on regular. I died a lot. This game is gorgeous. It is freaking beautiful, and I'm on a base PS4. I don't have a Pro. It is absolutely beautiful. The cutscenes are like mind-blowingly... They're not at Red Dead's level for like photorealism, but man, they're close. And the faces are so well animated, and they're well acted, and it reminds me of why I used to really like Call of Duty games before they started going to space and future and all this other stuff. And I was just like, I just don't care anymore. There's every once in a while I see stuff pop in. I'll see like a bush go blink out of nowhere. But again, I'm on a base PS4. They're really making these games for PS4 Pros, and they just need to be able to run on a PS4. So I get it. All I've heard about was this is like a reimagining of Modern Warfare, and it definitely is. And it's more realistic, and it's more gritty, and like they didn't undersell it to me at all. Like this game was freaking intense. For almost all of those 6 hours, it was so intense. And I don't know if it's because it does feel so real compared to all the absurdity of these. Black Ops 4 didn't even have a single player. There's Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. You're in mech suits and you're jumping all over the place, and Kevin Spacey's there, and Black Ops 3 was in the super future. It's just like for the last 4 or 5 years, I've just been like, I don't care. Like, I got Ghosts when I got my PS4 because there was really nothing else to play. And I played through that, and I thought it was fine. Good campaign. I was decent at multiplayer on that. I was also six years younger at that point. Played through it, liked it. I don't remember what came next. I think it was Advanced Warfare was next. I started that campaign. I never finished it. I've got it sitting in the closet downstairs. I just never finished it.
Really?
Something else tickled my fancy. I never went back. Then after that was Black Ops 3. I played it for 2 days, and I was like, I don't like this. There was one part in the campaign I just couldn't get past. It was like you're like in this water, you're going down a river or something, and then you come out in this wide open area, and there's this like building in the distance with like, it felt like 17 snipers or something. I'm like, I can't. Like, I tried to run past them to get up to a checkpoint. I couldn't do anything. I was like, nope. And I sold it and got $40 for it and just took the $20 hit as a loss. Infinite Warfare didn't do anything for me because it was in space. And then they did, I can't remember what else was after that. Then there's Black Ops 4. I might be missing one. But this was the first time really since Ghost, because I had nothing else to play, that I was like excited for a Call of Duty game. And it definitely lived up to it. Like, Call of Duty is an action movie that you play through. And that's what this is, but it didn't ever feel over the top, you know?
Yeah.
It did feel, let me think. There were 2 or 3 moments where I was like, I actually did feel uncomfortable. And there's a mission called Clean House where I think that's the one where you're going through the townhouses. And there's a moment there where I was like, I don't like this. Like
Raymond.
it wasn't Raymond. It wasn't like Modern Warfare 2. It wasn't like the no Russians thing. That was over the top. Like, okay, you're a bad guy and you're going to gun down these civilians in this airport. That felt wrong, but it was also so like over the top that it was like, this isn't even in today's climate, it's not realistic. Like that would never happen where you just storm into an airport and you slaughter hundreds of people. That'll never happen. But there were moments in this where I was like, this does feel like it could happen. And it did make me feel uneasy. And I was like, I almost need to take a break or something.
So when is this like today? Like when is this taking place?
October 25th, 2019.
Oh, literally.
Yes, literally the day it comes out, which was pretty cool. I think it goes up until November 2nd, I think is when it ends. So it's like over a week, I think.
Okay.
But it's intense as hell from beginning to end. It really never lets up. Part of this game, and this isn't spoilers because they showed it in the trailers and stuff, but you're fighting alongside rebels in this Middle Eastern country to help them as they're being invaded by the Russian. Oh, and this game's getting reviewed by Metacritic. Last time I checked, it was like an 86. It hadn't moved up or down. But the user score was a 4.0, and I was like, that's weird. I really like this game. You go to the comments, it's a bunch of people speaking in Russian that are like, the Mother Russia is not the bad guy. Because the Russians are the bad guy. They're the bad guy in everything. Russia's bad.
Yeah, like where have you been?
Russia's bad. Shut up. Never mind. But it's like it's getting review bombed by people in Russia. And also people they're like, I saw some of the other comments were like, it's feminist trash, blah, 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 because the rebel leader's a female. Like, oh, I'm sorry that you have women in your precious Call of Duty franchise. Grow up. Anyways. But it's cool to be fighting alongside them and everything. There's this one mission that I saw Nick, like I played for like an hour Saturday while Eliza was napping. Or no. Yeah, Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember. It's not important. Yeah, Saturday, because I beat it Saturday night. It's a mission where you're in the U.S. Embassy is all I'll say. Or no, I had already gotten past that. I played through one mission that was a flashback thing that is so freaking, talk about intense. This is like, oh, but I do want you to borrow this. That's why I put this here so I can remember to give it to you. You should play through the campaign. It is definitely worth your time.
Yeah, I mean, 6 hours. Why not?
But I saw Nick when I got out of the game and it's like, oh, Nick Shafani's playing Call of Duty. He's at the embassy mission. And I texted him. I was like, good luck. He's like, yeah, I've died quite a few times. I'm like, I did too. That was probably the hardest mission in the whole game because I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but it is just, there are so many freaking enemies. The scripted moments and stuff in this, like Call of Duty always has, were really cool. Like, again, nothing, I think the reason I like this is nothing felt over the top, but that's also why it made me feel so uneasy at times, is it does feel very grounded and very realistic. And the ending was awesome. I'm not going to give it away. I won't. Don't hit the comments. I'm not even going to get any hints into it, but the ending is awesome. The ending is freaking awesome, is all I'll say.
Yeah.
Really, my only complaint was there were weird difficulty spikes. Like sometimes it'd be super easy and then super difficult, and one mission would be super easy, and then all of a sudden you get towards the end of it, and then it's like, 50 bad guys, and you got to hide, and you got to be more tactical about it and everything. But also, Call of Duty's they've always had the weirdest checkpoint systems. There's so many times where I would die in this. I probably died over 100 times. I don't even know. But you reload so quickly, it's like, yeah, okay, I screwed up, whatever. But their checkpoints have always been so weird because there's so many times where it's like, I hit a checkpoint, and then like a second or two later, somebody shoots me and kills me. And you reload where you hit the checkpoint. So there's so many times where I was like, no, we're on the battle. I'm like, well, all right, that didn't work. So then you got to like realize like, okay, where am I getting shot from? How do I get away from this? Is there any way I can counterattack? Blah, 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 blah. So that was annoying, but checkpoints have always been annoying in Call of Duty games. Overall, I think it's like a solid 8.5 for me. Like I really liked it. As far as first person shooter goes, and I just blanked. Oh, I think it is my favorite campaign since Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 I think is still my favorite because of how it ties into the 60s and the Kennedy assassination and everything. I thought it was just so cool. And Ryan McCaffrey was saying the same thing. I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. That's cool. But I liked it better than the original Modern Warfare, I think, which might be sacrilege to some of y'all. But especially since I just played Modern Warfare for the first time, which I thought was the second time, but it was actually the first time 6 months ago, or in the last 6 months. I don't remember when it was PS Plus, but that was the first time I actually played through it all the way. I like this better. Like wow. Modern Warfare, everybody just remembers. There's two things you remember, and they were super highs, but it was the nuke going off, which was crazy at the time, still crazy now to see. But the only gameplay thing to me that really sticks out is the all ghillied up mission, where you're in the ghillie suits and it's so stealth oriented and you got to move so slow and tactically, and it's so stressful. But nothing else sticks out to me. This game, it's kind of like when you talk about the musicals and stuff. Like Hamilton's just up here the whole way.
Yeah.
It doesn't have like, which is Modern Warfare was the original Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, whatever you want to call it, is just so solid all the way through. And one of the main characters.
And so is it the same story or no?
It's a reboot.
Okay.
It's not like it's not Modern Warfare 4. And also I think they're setting this up for a trilogy. I hope they are, based on how it ends and stuff. I really hope they are, because I like where they're going with it.
Yeah.
But it's a reboot.
Okay. Like
Price is in it, but he's the only returning character that's in it. Everybody else is new. But Price is awesome in this. It was so cool to see him and to hear his voice. I don't know if it's the same voice actor. If it's not, he sounds exactly like him. But it was so cool to see him and to fight alongside him and everything. And I actually did like multiplayer. If you tuned into the stream last night, I don't know that anybody did. I had fun. I mean, I'm never going to be good at multiplayer. I know that. At this point, I accept it.
Right.
But I was like, when I was doing that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do. I like how they do the multiplayer now, and I didn't try the Spec Ops yet. I'll do that when I get it back from you. But those are like co-op mission based things that like further the story a little bit, I guess. And they sound like they'd be fun. Even playing with randoms, I think it'd be fun. But I like how now, and again, I haven't really played a Call of Duty in a few years, so maybe this isn't new. But when you go to multiplayer, you can go quick play, and it'll just put you in a match. Or you can go over and hit settings, and you can say, well, I want you to sign me into one of these kinds of matches. And at first, I had everything checked. And I did that a couple times before I went online. I was like, no, I just like domination, which is basically capture the flag. There's 3 flags around the map, and you got to go capture it, and then you try to get the others, or you try to defend, all that. I like that because that's not just running around killing people. I'm not good at running around and killing people, but I can rank up. I can get XP by... I'm pretty decent at taking flags, defending flags, finding a good spot to camp near the flag, so that if it says, oh, they're taking Bravo, I can go, hi, guy, and I can go back to my little hiding spot, That's what's fun to me. I'm not good at multiplayer games, so I want to do what's fun. And the fact that I was able to go up to level 7 last night, I was like, okay, I at least feel good about myself. I got 8 kills in the last round. I died 14 times, but still, 8 kills for me, that was my most of the night. The first game I did... Before I started streaming, I got 7. I was like, well, no one's ever going to believe me. And then it was like 2, 3, 1. And some of the matches I joined in the middle of it, so I had like nothing either way. But I really like it.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
If you're a fan of Call of Duty, you probably already played it, or you're just playing multiplayer. But I really like the campaign. I'm very happy with my decision to jump back into Call of Duty. Most years, I do not feel that way. Sean.
Yes.
Let me find my note here. Oh, let me get rid of that YouTube Raymond clips in case it starts playing. You want to get in the news of the week?
Let's do it.
Whew. So, The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. Let's read a note from Neil Druckmann himself, posted to the PS blog. To our fans, let me cut to the chase and get the news out of the way. The Last of Us Part 2 has a new release date of May 29th, 2020, the day after my anniversary. I'm glad it's not on my anniversary. I know, it was just about a month ago when we had our big blowout for the game, letting media play over 2 hours of it along with debuting our new story trailer and revealing the release date. The positive response we saw from our community was overwhelming. You can feel the energy among the team members. After working on something for so many years, it's invigorating to get a glimpse of validation for all that hard work. However, it was during the last few weeks as we were closing out sections of the game that we realized we simply didn't have enough time to bring the entire game up to a level of polish we would call Naughty Dog quality. At this point, we were faced with two options: compromise parts of the game or get more time. We went with the latter, and this new release date allows us to finish everything to our level of satisfaction while also reducing stress on the team. While we're relieved that we won't have to compromise our vision, we're disappointed that we weren't able to avoid this exact situation. We wish we could have foreseen the amount of polish we needed, but the size and scope of this game got the better of us. We hate disappointing our fans, and for that, we are sorry. We hope you understand that this additional time ensures that The Last of Us Part 2 lives up to our collective ambition as well as our commitment to the highest level of quality. We know the extra few months will add to what would already be an excruciating wait for all of us. We are grateful for your patience and continued support. Come next May, you will finally rejoin Ellie in The Last of Us Part 2. I like that they say it's going to... Basically, they're not going to have to crunch on this by getting that extra time. That's good. I don't want any devs killing themselves making a game. I've said that many times. This is so weird, though. Like he said, he said it in the letter. It was just a week ago. Not a week ago, a month ago.
Yeah.
It was literally, I think it was a month to the day that they did the trailer and the release date and everything. It's like, you had to know.
I was going to say, yeah.
What do you think about the delay?
I'm not even all that surprised. I mean, this is pretty much par for the course. I'd rather they delay it and get it right.
Yeah.
But when was it originally coming out?
February 20th.
And it got moved back.
So 3 months. A little bit over 3 months.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Well, actually, honestly, it's probably for the best because...
Now you don't have to scramble to finish it.
Right. I can just... Is there anything else coming out in the beginning of the year?
I think it's no, not that we know of right now, and I'll talk about that here in a second.
So,
and it's like a week after Avengers, and I still don't even know if I'm going to play that game.
Right. I don't know. It doesn't really. I don't care. I'll have my hands full with Final Fantasy a week later anyway. So, a week later. I would have.
A week and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that surprised. Just get it right.
Yeah. If you remember, the original Last of Us, like at the 11th hour, they delayed it 2 weeks. And they had it launched the week of E3, which everybody who's in the game industry was like, what the hell are you doing to us? You're seriously putting this out the week of E3. But they've said in interviews, like I've heard Colin say, like when he did his history of Naughty Dog and stuff, like they were very open that they needed those 2 weeks were what made it a 10 out of 10. And some people say it's the best game ever made.
Yeah.
So make the game you need to make. Don't kill yourselves doing it. Also, there's rumors that this means Ghost of Tsushima was originally going to be coming out in the summer, but now that's going to be pushed because of this. They don't want it to be too close together. I'm indifferent because I don't really think I care about that game.
Yeah, I'm not.
I still, even though they say it's coming to PS4, now I'm almost like, I think it's going to end up being a cross-gen thing. We still don't even know what that looks like because the PS5 is going to be backwards compatible. So you could just buy the PS4 version and play on PS5. Maybe it won't be enhanced or whatever. I don't know. But I feel like that's going to be a Twilight Princess release at this point. Maybe we're not going to get Horizon after all. Maybe Ghost of Tsushima is going to be their big launch game, plus Call of Duty and Madden and all that other stuff.
It's certainly looking that way, yeah.
Also, Ubisoft basically delayed all their games that they have coming out, including Gods and Monsters. Do you remember that? That's the Breath of the Wild looking one in Ancient Grace. Yeah. I am so excited for that game. Gods and Monsters, Watch Dogs Legion, and Rainbow Six Quarantine have all been delayed to the fiscal year 2020 through 2021, which begins April 1st. So we don't have any new dates for them, but this also means now I can take my time with Final Fantasy now. So I don't have to be worried about like Watch Dogs comes out 3 days later. What the crap am I going to do? I can beat Final Fantasy, and by the time Watch Dogs comes out, I'm assuming it's probably just coming out Oh, I don't want it to come out in May.
I was going to say, it's
What am I
going to now
saying?
interfere.
Maybe it'll
with-
come out like April 420 or something like God of War did, and give me a month to play it before whatchamacallit comes out, before Last of Us comes out. Rainbow Six Quarantine, I forgot that was even coming out. But Gods and Monsters, I'm still super... I want to see more of that game. That game interests the hell out of me, and I'm very excited for it. Also, apparently, Ubisoft was extremely disappointed. They called the launch of Ghost Recon Breakpoint a disaster, I think I read. And Division 2 also underperformed. So them pushing these games is definitely not something they wanted to do. They want that money before their fiscal year ends, but apparently they would not be able to get it. Next item on the list, Sean. Do you think Fallout 76 can get any worse than it already is and was?
Is no, was yes.
Yeah. This comes from Den of Geek. We've stopped laughing long enough to bring you the news that Bethesda is now offering a monthly or yearly subscription plan for Fallout 76. And I'm going to read this word for word, and this is why the article I picked to read this from, because it makes me very happy. For either $12.99 a month or $99 a year, you can access a premium Fallout 76 subscription plan known as Fallout First. What do you get for that tidy sum? Well, the big hook of this subscription plan seems to be the ability to create private in-game servers. You and up to 7 friends will be able to access this private world, and only the server's host will be required to have a Fallout First subscription. That's nice and all, but most of the other features you get with this pass feels like things that should have been in the game in the first place. For instance, Fallout First will give subscribers access to a portable fast travel point that doubles as a camp equipped with facilities designed to meet basic needs. You'll also be granted a scrap box that allows for unlimited scrap storage, a monthly stipend of 1650 atoms, that's their money, a ranger armor outfit, and special icons and emotes. To be honest, it's actually pretty difficult to cover this one with a straight face, given the many, many, many missteps Fallout 76 has endured until this point, which includes everything from exaggerated collector's edition swag to an array of glitches and missing features. The idea that Bethesda feels that now is the time to charge the relatively few people who are still actually playing this game a monthly subscription fee in order to access some of the fans' most requested features is simply shocking. Bethesda is basically saying that Fallout 76 is worth more than Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, or is roughly equivalent to a subscription to World of Warcraft or Netflix. That just doesn't feel accurate. Oh, and it's also worth reminding everyone that Fallout 76 is not a free-to-play game. What makes this all the more embarrassing is that The Outer Worlds is set to release soon. It just came out. And that game is not only arguably a better successor to Fallout New Vegas than Fallout 4 was, but it's closer to the game that most fans wanted Bethesda to make when they instead received Fallout 76. This game has been a freaking mess. I hate Fallout, just the idea of it. So I'm not glad because people paid $60 for this game and they got a crappy game. And now it's like, oh, you want to do all this cool stuff you used to be able to do on other Fallout games for free? Like, play it on your PC and make your private servers and do. And one thing somebody else was saying, this probably locks mods. So if you want to do mods now, you have to have a private server because they're not going to let you do mods in a shared world game where other people can go in and you're like spawning a Metal Gear or something, you know? Like, so you can only do it on private servers. So now if you want to do mods, you got to pay $100 a year. And like Jason Schreier pointed out, you can get Game Pass, and I don't know if it's PS Plus also, but that has, I think, Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 on there for $10 a month. So 2 better Fallout games, or maybe it's 3 in New Vegas, whatever it is. 2 better Fallout games than this for the same amount of money or less money. Are you freaking kidding me? Also, a week after Bethesda delayed Doom till next year. So it's almost like Justin Davis was saying on GameScoop. It's like he didn't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's almost like they're like, well, we're not going to have money coming in from Doom now. Can we milk Fallout 76? Well, we've got, I don't know, 50,000 people that are playing it actively. Well, if they all spend $100 a year, that's $5 million before the quarter ends. Let's do that. I could see it. Bethesda is so screwed up right now. It seems like nobody liked the Wolfenstein game that came out this year, or the one that came out, like Wolfenstein 2 was not as good as 1, or the New Blood. Doom's delayed. Fallout 76 came out last year and it was a joke. Now they're making it even more of a joke. I don't even know. This blows my mind, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously never having played Fallout 76 anyway, like I can't speak to how good or bad, mostly bad it is. But I can understand sometimes you have a bad game. But how do you like to just blatantly double down on it like that and say, well, like you said, leading into this, like how do we make it worse? Like how does some of the stuff get off the cutting room floor? Like who comes up with this stuff? Who approves it? Like I don't know. I'm actually quite speechless. Like this is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean, you would think they botched the launch so bad. Nobody was even excited when they revealed this thing. Everybody was like, what the hell is this? We wanted Fallout 5. We don't want some shared world stupid Fallout game. We want an actual Fallout game. And then when it comes out and it sucks and it's even buggier than every other Fallout game, instead of like making good on, and they delayed one of their DLCs also. I don't remember which it was. It's not the NPC one. It might have been the Battle Royale thing or something. They delayed that, but it's like, for people that have actually given you $60 for this game, because it did sell well, which blows my mind, you should be putting this kind of stuff in there for free, not trying to milk them for even more money. These people actually gave you money for your crappy broken game, and you're trying to take more money from them. I mean, I know it's capitalism or whatever, but it's like, man, they should have either put this stuff in for free or just cut bait and say, we're going to keep the servers open, but, you know, we're going to try to fix the bugs and stuff, but we're not adding any more content to the game.
Yeah.
The Xbox All Access Pack is coming back. Wow. This November. This comes from The Verge. Microsoft is bringing its Xbox All Access bundle back just in time for the holiday season. Xbox All Access is a bundle that splits the cost of an Xbox console, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Live into monthly payments across 24 months. I love this idea.
Yeah.
If they do this for PS5, this might be what I have to do. Microsoft will bundle an Xbox One X, Xbox One S, or digital edition of the Xbox One S with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate from $19.99 a month. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate provides access to games across Xbox and PC and Xbox Live Gold multiplayer support. The $20 base bundle will include an Xbox One S with 24 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and the option to upgrade early after 18 months. A regular Xbox One S. Oh, they didn't even... A digital. Okay. I was waiting for them to say S all digital so I could say SAD. So the Xbox SAD is $20 a month. The regular Xbox One S is $23 per month. And the Xbox One X is $31 per month. Microsoft is also introducing a special upgrade offer for the Xbox One X bundle with the ability to upgrade to Project Scarlet in just 12 months' time. The console is launching in holiday 2020, and Microsoft is maintaining this upgrade offer until December 31st, 2019. You'll simply trade in your Xbox One X next year with the same retailer you purchased the All Access bundle from. If you opt for a One S digital bundle, then a fee will apply for the upgrade to Project Scarlet, but this looks like a good deal otherwise. If you consider that the Xbox One X currently retails for $400 and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is $15 per month, the total cost over 2 years would be $758.76. If you pay Microsoft $31 per month over 2 years, then the total cost is $743.76. So you can save a little, spread the payments, and get access to a Project Scarlet upgrade. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I guess it's a good way to try to get more sales of your current console than you probably otherwise would have had. Because I don't think anybody's just going to go outright and buy a new Xbox at this point. I mean, at least if you do it this way, you know you're getting it just to play it for a little bit and trade it back in.
It's like doing AT&T Next or whatever. For
exactly, yeah. I kind of like it. Like you said, if they do it for PS5, I'd probably do it.
I like it. I honestly didn't know this ever went away. Like, I didn't know this was just a holiday thing that they did. I thought they still had this available. Now, the only thing I'm confused about is maybe they do, but now they're changing it to have you be able to upgrade to Project Scarlet. I don't know. Yeah. But it's a great deal. If you want, like, if you haven't bought an Xbox yet, and now you're, like, on the fence, and you don't want to wait a year to play all these games, it's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Again, Xbox, everything since the launch, they've been doing very well other than exclusives. But, yeah. And the last item on the list, this is a rumor. but supposedly the game that WB Montreal has been working on and they keep teasing without showing anything is called Batman Arkham Legacy. This comes from one of my favorite sites, batmannews.com. And yes, that's a real website. Having been teased for what seems like ages at this point, details of the next Batman game may finally be coming into focus. WB Montreal has been teasing for some time now that is working on a new Batman game. Now, thanks to a well-known gaming industry leaker named Sabby, it seems we may have a title, Batman Arkham Legacy. Sabby tweeted, Arkham Legacy? ? Big eyes, big eyes. Sabby then went on to reveal that the Bat family will be playable, tweeting, the stuff about the playable family seems to be legit. We would note the Bat family is rather large at this point. We're imagining it will be characters such as Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and so on. The further you get out from the core, we would start to think they will not be included. Of course, in the age of downloadable add-ons, you never know who might pop up down the road. The Court of Owls has also been teased extensively as a possible villain for Arkham Legacy, and that, of course, would mean Talons. Expect a lot of really difficult fights if that's the case. All this has to be taken with a grain of salt, but as we said, Sabby currently has a good track record. No potential release date has been rumored as of yet, but seeing how long we've been without a Batman game, we're definitely ready for a new one to be released. Arkham Knight was the last game in the series. Disappointing. And that was released back in 2015. Seeing as the games came out at a pace of one every 2 years back then, this current wait has been a bit much. What do you think, Sean? I'm almost sick of hearing about this, but this is the first time that I'm like clearly WB Montreal is working on a Batman game.
Yeah.
They have to be. Arkham Legacy is a cool name. I, for one, loved Arkham Origins. Not as good as the first two Rocksteady Batman games, Asylum and City, but I think it was better than Night. So, I don't know. The one thing I wonder is, do you think this is a PS4 game or is this a PS5 game? Or do you think it's not even happening also?
I think it's happening. I mean, I don't really know Sabby personally, but it sounds like he's a pretty well-respected leaker. I mean, it sounds legit. I don't know. Do I think it's a PS4 game? I think it probably shouldn't be. I don't think anything should be at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like once you've got, something like I guess this would fall into that category as well, but when you have something like Last of Us Part 2 that's been being worked on for God knows how long, yeah, go ahead and get it out. The first one came out in the 3 and then they re-released it on the 4. I mean, that's where I finally played it.
Me too.
So, whatever. I think they should just wait for PS5.
Yeah. The only thing I wonder is WB Montreal's last game was Origins, and that was 2013 for crying out loud. Same year Last of Us came out. And now the beginning of the year is wide open. But it's also almost November.
I was going to say.
And they haven't said anything. They got to get people to pre-order and put special editions out and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
We've been hearing about The Last of Us Part 2 since 2016. It was PSX 2016. Yeah, that's how long we've been waiting for that game. I don't know. I would like it to be a PS4 game just so I could get my hands on it quicker, but heck, that would be a pretty good launch game for PS5.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
To get a nice Batman game you can sink 20, 30 hours into without a Batmobile, hopefully. And you can switch between Batman and Nightwing and Robin and stuff. That'd be awesome.
That'd be
pretty
pretty
sweet.
sweet.
You don't have to deal with the ending of Arkham Knight because it can be another prequel that they do.
It's true.
Although Legacy makes it seem like it wouldn't be a prequel, actually.
No, it'd be like the future.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to get him to come out of retirement after he faked his death or something. We don't know that he faked it. Well, he faked his death. I'm pretty sure he faked his death. And now the wrap up. Call of Juarez. Gunslingers coming to the Switch on December 10th. That's a game I've always heard about but never played. People are excited. Sony London is supposedly working on something VR related for Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't even know what that could be because you don't ever play in first person.
Yeah, unless it's going to be like
fishing.
Well, I was going to say Aloy's crossbow training or something like that. Like, I don't know.
I don't really care if it's true or not, because it's if it is Sony London, that means Guerrilla's not dealing with it, so they're working on Horizon 2. So I really don't care either way, I guess is my thoughts on it. And this broke today. I don't know why this is news. Death Stranding is coming to PC summer of 2020. It will be published by 505 Games, not by Sony. I don't know why everybody was freaking out about this. Literally, Kojima's first interview after he did that video with Andy House back at the end of 2015 when he announced, I'm done with Konami. We all knew that, but I'm forming my own company. It's Kojima Productions, and my first game will be coming to PlayStation 4 as a console exclusive. He literally then said it will be coming to PC sometime after. We've known about this for 4 years, and everybody's like, "What? PlayStation exclusive is coming to PC?" Like, obviously, you don't all worship Kojima like I do, so maybe not everybody remembers that. I think IGN even tweeted that. They were like, it was something like, "Yeah, we all forgot that we already knew that Death Stranding was going to be coming to PC."
Right.
Like, before we even knew his game was called Death Stranding, he said it was going to be a PlayStation exclusive, but it would eventually come to PC. He literally said that, so I don't know why it's such a big deal. But if you got PC, there you go. You don't have to deal with streaming PlayStation Now to play it. Well, it wouldn't even be on there yet. So anyways, that's it for episode 156. Thank you guys so much for being here. Obviously, you can find us at nerd901.com, where they're connecting nerds around the Mid-South and the multiverse. Remember, Extra Life is coming November 9th. I don't think I even said the date up at the top.
You may not have.
November 9th, twitch.tv/nerd901. Be there or be square. Also, check out Ernie the Blur Without Fear. Of course, he continues to do fantastic work over there. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at KevinWhite24. He's at Real Sean White. Together, we're at 2player_. Did we switch back to what we normally do? Co-op. Hey, the Knicks won a game. If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop. If you want to see us do really bad Call of Duty multiplayer every once in a while, you can go to twitch.tv/2player_coop. And if you're listening on audio services around the multiverse, like Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, you can go to YouTube. Please, I try to go out of order and I screwed it up. Also, go to youtube.com/2playercoop and just subscribe over there. It helps us out, even if you never watch videos. Also, we have a Facebook page that we're going to try to start updating at facebook.com/2playercoop gaming. This was a good one. Didn't run too long. We kept it right at an hour.
That's not bad.
I thought it was going to be really
a
long.
lot longer.
Yeah. Okay. This is the last Jedi podcast. That's it for this week. Come on back for next week. Get hyped for Extra Life. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.